It's a cold and windy winter day here in Pennsylvania. And today I'm going to show you guys the tent. And I'll show you what I like, what I don't like. And hopefully that will help you guys make the best decision as to which tent you should get. We have the Octopus. We have the Koola 7. And we have the Hexagon. So the Octopus has 3 entrances. We have one here where you can see the RBM logo. And it also has the RBM logo on the top. We usually use this entrance with the logos as our main entrance. And if we go around, we have another entrance here. You could tell because it has a zipper in the middle. So we have one more entrance here. And there's a third entrance right here. So altogether, there's 3 entrances for the Octopus. And we have multiple windows. So if we start off from the main entrance again, we have multiple windows. We have one here. And these covers can be removed in case you want to put the bug net or you want to put the plastic winter cover, and that way you could see outside. And in the summertime we would put the bug net. In the wintertime we would put the plastic window cover. So we have one window here. We have another one. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now this one is a little bit different. This one also comes with the stove jack. In the summertime you could remove this completely and put the bug net, or in the wintertime we don't remove it. We leave it as is, and we put the wood stove chimney through this to heat up the tent. We also have air vents to allow air to move freely throughout the tent. We have one. We have 2. And we have one more above the main entrance. So we have 3 air vents which allow air to go through the tent. If you also look between the air vents, right between it has a skylight. And there's a few of them here. So from the outside, we have one skylight. We have another one here. There's number 3. Number 4. There's the other air vent. And there's number 5. So there's 5 skylights in this tent. On each corner of the tent has a D-ring that you could use the stake to stick them down. So we have those D-rings on each corner of the tent. And then we have the rope here that we could also stake to kind of stabilize the tent if it's very windy. And we have one of these ropes on each corner of the tent. Let's go in. This tent is massive. It's very beautiful. And then we have this huge one in the middle. Now each skylight has a little cover that if you want your privacy or you don't want to see outside, you could zip this up, close this up nicely, right? You could zip it up. But I like to keep this open because I like seeing outside, and especially if it's raining, man, it looks beautiful. And if we have a very clear sky, you could see the stars from those skylights. This is what the air vent looks like from the inside. It also has a cover. If you decide to close it up, you can close it up. And this is one of the doors from the inside. This is the window from the inside. And like I was saying, you could open this up and it opens up to outside. If you want to keep it open, you can open it up all the way. Or what we do in the summer, we add the bug net to this. Or in the winter time, we add the plastic cover. This side is where we would put the wood stove. It opens up from the outside. We could still open it up from inside. It just velcros in here. So we would put the stove jack chimney through here, and we'd set up the stove on the floor right here. Also, we have a little pocket here, and these are like small openings that if you have an air condition and you want to run the inlet and outlet from the air conditioner, you could use these right here. Also, if you want to remove the flooring in this tent, you could unzip it, and it unzips to you could unzip it and you have access to the ground. Right now you can see the top. We have a top on the ground, and then we put the tent up, so you're not able to see the ground. But if this top wasn't there, you would be able to see the ground. When you use the air pump, it fills these tubes with air, and this is what allows the tent to stand. So we inflate all of these tubes with air, and you need no sticks or anything else, just air. Pump the air in the tent, and this is all you need to get this tent up. So the Octopus is one of my favorite tents, and it's just one huge room. If you look, there's those little black rings right here, like this little black ring. There's a cover that you can install that closes out this center part of the tent. I've only used it one time to hang a light in it, but I prefer having this middle skylight open up because I want to see outside, and again, it looks amazing and sounds amazing when it rains. One thing I forgot to mention, also the air vents has the bug net, so no insects can crawl in here, and you can open it up or close it. But it's better to keep it closed just in case there's a lot of bugs or insects flying around and they can't get into the tent from the air vents. And those windows are massive. And if you look right here, there's 3 windows next to each other. This is pretty much the center part. So I usually put my bed right here and then everything else around. In the Octopus, there's a small storage bag or spot to store some little items. I mean, I've never really used it, to be honest with you. There's 2 of them. There's one on this side and there's another one right here. I've never used them, so I mean, I will usually bring our own little storage bags or little shelf that we use, but I've never really used those hanging storage bags here. We also have these little Velcro straps. What I do when I go camping, I use these to Velcro the wires. There's another one here, and if you look, there's another one down here. So if I'm running the wires for the lights, I usually Velcro them to this, and it goes all the way to the roof. So I could run the wires properly and it doesn't get in the way of us walking around or anything. So we just Velcro the wires using those little Velcro flaps. All right, so there it is again. This is the RBM Octopus tent. This thing is amazing and it's very spacious. The RBM Koola 7. We're going to start off from the outside. Just like the Octopus, we have the ropes that's attached to the tent that helps stabilize the tent in windy conditions. At each corner we also have the same D-ring loops where we stake the tent down. And on each side we have 3 of them. We have one here also in the middle. And there's another one on the end, and also on the opposite end we have the rope again that helps stabilize the tent. RBM logo on the back of the tent. On each side of this tent we have 2 windows. We have one on the left side and we have another window on the right side. And we're gonna zip them. I'll show you what they look like. This is what they look like. Right now we have the bug net on this window, which allows air to go through, especially in the summer. In the winter time too, but it's gonna get really cold. So in the winter time, we would attach the plastic window cover on the windows that helps keep the heat inside. So this is what the window looks like. And we have 4 of them in this tent. We have 2 on each side of the tent. Let's close this up. So it was raining ice this morning. So we still have a little bit of ice all over the tent. This is extremely cold. Right now it's 34 degrees. It was like 21 degrees this morning. This is the back of the tent. So we have one more window in the back of the tent. Right here you could put the windows up and use the flaps to keep it up. And got another huge window with a bug net on the back. Now this back window, there's no plastic cover for it. So it's only the bug net on this window, and then you zip it up. You zip it down and Velcro the bottom. So there's no plastic cover for the back window. Right above the back window, we have an air vent. It uses those small little tabs, flaps that Velcros here on the back. And you just push it up, and it just holds the air vent up so it can flow through the tent. And also, if you look, there's a bug net on this air vent that prevents bugs and also allows the air to flow through the tent. On the outside of the tent, the back side of the tent, just like I showed you in the Octopus, there's also the same little holes or that you can use if you have an air conditioning unit, and you could put the in and out hose in the tent to cool it down. And it just covers. You just close it up, and then it velcros to close it up. So the other side of the tent, show you again, there's two more windows. Right here, there's one, and there's another one. If you look closely, you could see those small lines. I'm not sure what this is, if it's water stains, or if it's like when we went camping the last time with this tent and it rained, and I guess maybe from the trees we have those little watermarks. I'm not sure how we could get this out, but we have those on there. And right here on the back side of the tent, on the roof part, we have skylight. We have two huge skylights here. We have one on this side and one on the opposite side. Again, you could see all the little ice that's stuck to the tent because it's been so cold. We have the RBM name here. So we're gonna go to the front part of the tent. This is what the front part of the tent looks like. We also have the RBM logo on the bottom. There's one window here. It has the bug net also. And this is, this tent, the Koola 7 actually comes with two, how do you say it? It comes with a summer front, which is what we have now, and it also comes with the a winter part. Right now we're looking at the summer entrance, and it has two windows, one on the left, it has another one on the right over here, and then we have the main door. In the winter time, or when it gets a little cold, we can replace this front part with the plastic part. It's a huge plastic part that fits exactly where this piece is right now. So if you look on the bottom, there's a zipper, right? So you could unzip this entire front part of the tent and replace it with the plastic part that helps retain the heat in the tent if you have the wood stove going. So again, the Koola 7 comes with two parts for the main entrance. This one is the summer entrance, the plastic one for the winter. All right, let's get inside here. All right, so this is the front part of the Koola 7. We have one window on this side, and if you're looking inside, looking out, there's the main entrance. And again, like I said, if you look, we have the zippers that goes along the whole front part that you can remove and install the winter cover. The summertime you use this entrance cover, and in the winter time we use the plastic cover. And if you look right here, there's another vent, air vent, that you can open up, and that is also attached to the summer cover. And look at this. This is what keeps the tent up. This is huge. This is probably about 8 or 9 inches thick, and we have it all over the tent. And this is what fills up with air that keeps this tent standing. Right here in the first spot of the tent, we have the stove jack. Here's the other window on the opposite side, and has a nice PVC plastic on the floor. Waterproof, prevents anything from coming in here. And if you look, it's sealed in really good. No air comes through this. And this is nice and thick. And the center part of the tent has a divider, so you could use it as a 2-room, or you could remove this center part and make it just one huge room. And it also has a door in the middle that you could separate each room. And we have some storage pockets here. We have another storage pocket on this side. We have a little window over here. Let's go into the other room. This is the back window I was telling you. From the outside, it does not come with the winter cover or the plastic cover. So this, you just close it from the outside, Velcro, and zip it up. And it also has a second layer cover here that you could put down so you could have your privacy. We have the other air vent I was showing you from the back. This is what it looks like from the inside. We have another window. So like I said, there's 2 windows on each side. This is what it looks like from the inside. And then we have the back window, and this is the other 2 windows on the other side. So right here in that divider, there's this little cover you could cover if you want to have your privacy. Let's say you go camping and or you're double dating camping, where you have 2 couples, and each couple gonna use one part of this tent. So you could have your little privacy by just zipping this up, closing it up, and one couple stays on this side and another couple stays on that side. Now the only downside to that is, for you to get out, you would still have to go into the other person's part to get to the main entrance. But apart from that, this tent is amazing. So here's the cover for the skylight. Let's get this out. So this is what the skylight looks from the inside. And there's only 2 of them, and it's in the back part of the tent. So there's one here, and the other one is covered under this. This tent again is really huge, and we could sleep a lot of people here. Usually, if it's just my wife and I, we just have one queen size bed that we put in the center, and it fits perfectly in the center. If we have more people, like sometimes my mom comes with me or my son comes with me, we would have 2 queen size beds here. So we would have one in the corner and we would have another one in the corner here, so we could actually sleep 4 people here, 2 queen size beds, and still have space to walk in the middle and a little bit of space to walk in the back here so you could get on the bed. So this tent, the Koola 7, is very spacious. You can't go wrong with that tent. Now, if you have more than 4 people, let's say for example you have 6, 7, or 8 people that want to come camping with you. So what I would suggest is you remove the center part of this tent, right? You would remove the center part, the divider, and you could easily sleep 8, 10 people here if they have their sleeping bags. And I mean, the only thing is you just have to be careful if it's on a cold day. If you're running the wood stove, then you know you're limited to how many people you can sleep in this first front section because of the wood stove. Maybe you could sleep 3 people here, and you could probably sleep 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 of them in the back using sleeping bags. And easily you could sleep a lot of people in here and be comfortable with no issues. This is what this tent looks like when you remove the center divider. It is massive. The only downside to this is this little piece here on the bottom, this little flap, you're not able to remove this little flap. But apart from that, this tent is big. Look at how much space you have. This is like a mansion. How much space you have in here. One thing I found out from the RBM team is this part, and I didn't know it was in here. And this is in case if you overinflate the tent, and it will release the air slowly in here and keep the right PSI in there. So in case you overinflate the tent, it would slowly release some air in here so we don't damage the tent. And this is a very good idea to have this in there. And again, guys, this is what keeps the tent standing. These huge tubes, or how you call it, plastic tubes, is filled with air and it's extremely hard. And this is what keeps this tent together. And we have it all over, like all corners of the tent and the roof. And this is what keeps this tent standing. Also, if you look, we have some ropes here in the ceiling that you could probably hang some lights, something light, nothing heavy, but we also have some little rings here that you could put some lights in, and so you could light up your tent. And check this out. Look at the zipper. Look at the size of these zippers. Those are some heavy duty zippers. And now the Hexagon. Now I've only gone camping one time with the Hexagon, and it feels a whole lot different from the Koola 7 and the Octopus. And if you look right here in the front, this RBM logo is where the main entrance is to this tent. So if you have a hard time finding the main entrance to the Hexagon, just look for the RBM logo on on the top part, and this is where the main entrance is. So let's go around. We have these brown straps that's attached to the side of the tent that you pull to open up this tent. So there's one on each side. There's another one right here. You pull to get this tent up. It's another one. So we have 3 so far. It's 4, 5, and there's 6. If you look, there's this little green tarp which is attached to the tent, and it has this little silver piece here. This is a reflective tape. So if it's dark, you could see this tent from any of the sides, any of the 5 corners, because this tent is camouflaged with that kind of wood-like design. So because of the color of this tent, when it gets dark, there's no way you're seeing this tent in the woods. So having the reflectors or the reflective tape on each corner is a great idea. So you could see this tent from any direction just by having this reflective tape. If you look, we have more ice here. Okay, so we have windows here. Right? And we have those massive zippers with those strings and the RBM logo on each one of them. All right. So this is one of the windows, and there's 3 layers to each window, or there's 3 layers to this tent. Right, so the first layer, I'm just having to put it up here because I'm gonna zip this back. The second layer, we have a bug net, which also has the camouflage design on it. Right? And it also has this massive zippers with the RBM logo on it. Right? The third layer is what we have here, this part, this white part. It's kind of tucked away a little bit, but this is what it looks like. So we have, let's start from the front. All right, from main entrance, going right. How many windows? We have 1. We have 2. We have 3. There's 4. There's 5 windows on this tent. And again, I will put the dimensions for each one of the tents. The Hexagon, the Koola 7, and the Octopus. I will put the dimensions for each of these tents in the description. Now, another good thing about this tent is, aside from having a main entrance, which is right here where the RBM logo is, there are small entrances on the side. Right, so if you look, there's a small entrance here. All right, and that too has a 3 layer. All right, so you have the first layer, which is the camouflage outside part. We have the bug net, which is also same camouflage design. And then we have this white part here that also zips up. So on these small doors, we have 3 layers. 1, 2, 3 layers, right? And let's see how many we have. We have one of that small door going right again. We have another one here. All right, so that's two of the small doors. In case you do not want to use the main entrance, you could use the small door. So there's two of them, and this is a third one. So there's three of these small doors. So right in the dead center part of the tent to the back, we have the stove jack access. Right here, and it's velcroed in nicely to prevent any water from or bugs from coming in. So the stove jack is right here, and right next to the stove jack it is a window. And if we look here on the bottom, we have a small air vent right here on the bottom. I'll also show you guys that from the inside. So this is the outside part of the Hexagon. Oh, I forgot to mention, a little tricky, but this is how I usually stake it down with the rope. There's no other way to do it. This is like the only option. The ropes are extremely long, so I double them up, run it through the brown rope loop here, and stake it down on one end, and then I come around and stake it on the other end here. All right, so I use one rope on this side. I didn't stake it up all the way because it's in my backyard. I just stake it up in a few spots. Now, if you look on the bottom, there's a nice flap, which is very good. All right, and at the end of the flap on each corner, there's a I'll show you. On the end of each corner and in the center of the flap has those little loops that you can use to stake down the tent. So if you look right here, I have one of them staked to one of the loops on the end, and we have a lot of rocks here, so I didn't stake everything down completely. But this is how you would stake it down. And this little flap is very good. If you look, there's water, and the water just slides off of it, so the water don't go under the tent. It comes down the tent, it gets here, and it just slides off. So this is a very good idea. So let me show you guys what the front entrance looks like. Okay, so this is what the entrance looks like. There's two zippers on each side of the tent. There's one on this side and there's another one on this side. And it lifts up like this. Right? I have some rainfly rods that I use to help keep this up, and tie it with the rope on each end. And let's put this up on this side for a little bit. Hopefully the wind does not blow it. All right, so the entrance, we have, at the main entrance, we have this door that you would have to roll up. It also has a bug net on the entrance with the same camouflage design. And let me take you guys inside to show you what it looks like. So the Hexagon is also a massive tent. Lots of space in here. All right, so this is what it looks like inside the Hexagon. Ooh, my voice even sounds sexier in here because of the insulation, the 3-part insulation. It has this white plastic part. Here it has the bug net and it has the outer layer. And again, all the zippers. So this is one of the small entrances I was telling you guys about. And look at the inside of this Hexagon. This tent is huge. And look at the floor. This floor is waterproof, So what I usually do, I would put a tarp on the bottom. Then there's a 3-layer Hexagon tent floor that I would put over the top, which helps insulate the bottom of the tent. And then put the tent over that. Right? So also, if you look, there are zippers right here along the whole side of the tent. And this, you could remove the zipper and have access to the ground. So if you want to just have this tent on the bare ground, you could just remove the zipper and this tent would be just sitting down on the ground. Here's the hole I told you about from the outside. The little vent, air vent, which is located right behind where the wood stove comes in. And we have the stove jack right here. It has a metal ring where the chimney goes right through, and there's hardly any space between the chimney. It's almost like a really tight fit, which is good, which prevents rain from coming inside the tent. And we have all these little storage spots in the roof. Here, there's another window. Here's a little storage bag with lots of pockets you could store things in. And right behind it, we have another set of storage bags here. We have on this side, we have another small storage bag. Lots of storage spaces in here, guys. And I like the white color. It keeps it bright in here. We have these little hooks you could hang your lights in or whatever you want. Also, there's another cover that comes around here that connects to these little hooks that you could hang clothes, and you could dry your clothes right off of this. Here's another part with more storage space. On this other side of the tent, there's more storage space here. So lots of storage space in this tent. You could tuck a lot of things away in these things. And in the center part of the tent, I'm using this rod because it was snowing not too long ago. So this rod, this center pole, is supposed to keep the roof part of the tent steady. So if in case it snows too much, this rod prevents the roof from caving in, which is an awesome idea. And this is the bag that the tent came in. We have the rods here. I'm using a different rod though, but this is what RBM provided to help stabilize the vestibule in the front, that small part that covers the main entrance. We have these little plastics. If you look, we have this little plastic cover. We have one for each window. So in the winter time, we put those over the windows to help keep the heat inside the tent. Check it out, guys. This tent is huge. And again, I will put the dimensions of each of these tents in the description so you guys have a better idea of what the size is. And you could sleep 9 people in here easily. Usually it's my wife and I, so we just have our queen size bed, and we organize our tent the way that we want. But if you're having a large group and you guys have sleeping bags, you could sleep easily 9 to 10 people in here. But the Hexagon is also a very, very nice tent. I like that one too. Some of you might ask, which one of the 3 tents do I like the most? It's a little hard to answer that question, but if I had to choose between the 3 of them, I would probably go with the the Octopus. And the reason why I say the Octopus is because it has so many windows. There's so much access to having so much natural light into the tent. And so this is one of the reasons why I would pick the Octopus as my favorite one. And all the windows on the sides of the Octopus, the skylights, and the 3 main doors, I mean, it allows so much natural light to come in. So in the daytime when you're outside camping, you could just open this up and you could see 360 degrees around your tent. So the Octopus I would consider to be one of my favorite ones. Now, the Koola 7 is also a great option. And if you could see, it is a very huge tent. And the good thing about the Koola 7 is you could either have one massive room or you could have separate rooms where you could put that center divider and you cut this tent in 2. So one person can have one section, another person can have another section, or you could use one section in the back for your room where you put your bed and all your other stuff. And the front part of the tent you could use as your dining room or your living room or maybe your kitchen, which is what we use it for as our living room. We have our chair, our little table, and we have the wood stove in here. So the Koola 7, it's a great option for that if you have an extremely large group of people that you want to go camping with. And again, it is really big in here. And last is the Hexagon. If you know for sure you're going out camping when the weather is extremely cold, this is your to-go tent. Because of the 3 layers, it allows the heat to circulate around the tent, and it keeps this tent so cozy inside. The only thing about the Hexagon that I would like, if it was possible, that maybe they had it in a different color and not just the camouflage. If they had like maybe a color like the Octopus or the Koola 7, or even maybe black or all green, at least if they had more than one option in the colors. Hopefully one day RBM can design or come up with a different color for the Hexagon. But apart from that, this tent gets 100 out of 100. This is a really nice tent. So again, guys, I hope this helps in you making your decision as to which tent that you would like to buy. And I'll also put the link in the description below to the RBM website that you guys could head over to their website and take a look at all the options that they have. But again, this is what I have: the Octopus, the Koola 7, and the Hexagon. So I've camped with all 3 of them, and I could tell you for sure, with my experience with those tents, they are amazing. And a lot of heads turn once those tent is put up, because a lot of people have never seen tents looking like this. And trust me, you will get people coming to you and asking you to look inside your tent to see what it looks like, feel the material, how is it made, who makes it, where can they get it, how much does it cost. Trust me, you will get a lot of people coming to you asking all this type of information. So I will put the link in the description to the RBM website, and you guys could head over there and take a look at what they have. And trust me, like I said, these tents are very well made and you won't be disappointed. So far, I've had no issues with the tent. They've all worked perfectly fine. They've all worked the way they were designed to, and they're very comfortable. And again, hopefully that helps somebody to make the decision as to which tent that they would like to get from the RBM store.